Music has always felt like a quiet river that moves through my days and nights, gentle but strong, always present even when I do not notice it at first, and when I finally listen, I realize it has been there with me the whole time, shaping small moments, soft thoughts, and calm feelings. I remember the first simple song I truly liked, not because it was famous, but because it made me feel warm and safe, as if someone kind was sitting beside me and sharing a quiet story without using many words. The melody moved slowly, and the voice was clear and honest, and I felt that music did not need to be loud or fast to be meaningful. From that time, I began to pay more attention to sounds around me, from songs on the radio to soft tunes in shops, from slow piano pieces in cafes to cheerful rhythms in busy streets. Music can change the air in a room in a gentle way. When a calm song is playing, people often speak more softly. Their faces relax, and their movements become lighter. When a lively song starts, feet begin to move without thinking, and small smiles appear. It feels natural, like breathing or walking. I like to notice these small changes, because they show how closely music is connected to our daily life. Even when we do not understand the words, we can still feel the emotion inside the sound. A simple melody can bring comfort, and a strong beat can give energy. Sometimes I listen to music in the early morning, when the sky is still pale and the world feels new. At that time, soft songs help me wake up slowly. They remind me that I do not need to rush. I can move at my own speed. I can enjoy the first light of the day and the quiet moments before everything becomes busy. In the evening, I prefer gentle tunes again, because they help me rest. They let my thoughts slow down, like leaves floating on water. Music is also a good friend when I walk alone. With headphones on, the world feels closer and farther at the same time. I see people, cars, trees, and buildings, but the music creates a small private space inside my mind. It is like carrying a soft blanket around my heart. The rhythm matches my steps, and I feel more confident. Even simple streets look different when there is music in my ears. Colors feel warmer, and movements look smoother. There are days when I choose happy songs. On those days, I want to feel light and free. I may not dance, but inside I feel like moving. There are also days when I choose slow songs with gentle voices. On those days, I want to think, remember, and understand myself better. Music does not judge these choices. It accepts all moods quietly and kindly. I often think about how music is created. Someone sits with an instrument, or stands in front of a microphone, and tries to share something inside their heart. They may feel joy, sadness, hope, or confusion. They turn those feelings into sound. Then another person listens and feels something similar, even if their life is very different. This simple connection feels beautiful to me. It shows that humans can understand each other without many words. When I listen to songs from different countries, I notice how each culture has its own style. Some songs feel warm like sunlight. Some feel cool like evening air. Some feel strong like the ocean, and some feel gentle like a quiet lake. Even when I do not know the language, I can still sense the emotion. Music travels easily across borders. It does not need a passport. It only needs open ears and an open heart. Sometimes I imagine a world without music. The idea feels empty. Even natural sounds like rain, wind, and birds have a kind of music in them. They follow patterns. They rise and fall. They create rhythm. When rain touches the roof, it makes soft beats. When wind moves through trees, it makes long whispers. When birds sing, they tell small stories in their own way. These sounds remind me that music is not only made by people. It is part of the world itself. I enjoy learning about simple instruments. A guitar can sound warm and friendly. A piano can sound clear and deep. A flute can sound light and peaceful. A drum can sound strong and alive. Each instrument has its own voice. When they play together, they create a conversation. They do not argue. They listen to each other and move in the same direction. This teamwork feels kind and honest. When I hear a song many times, it starts to feel like a familiar place. I know when the sound will rise. I know when it will become quiet. I know when the voice will change. This feeling is comfortable. It is like visiting an old friend. Even if my life changes, the song stays the same, waiting for me. There are songs that remind me of special moments. A soft love song reminds me of a quiet evening. A cheerful pop song reminds me of a fun trip. A slow piano piece reminds me of a rainy afternoon. These songs become part of my memory. They keep small pieces of my past safe. When I hear them again, those moments return for a short time, gentle and clear. I like how music can help people feel less alone. When someone feels sad, a song can say what they cannot say. When someone feels happy, a song can make that happiness stronger. Music does not ask questions. It simply stays with us. It listens, even though it has no ears. It speaks, even though it has no mouth. I also notice how music changes with time. Old songs feel different from new ones. Not better or worse, just different. Old songs often feel calm and steady. New songs often feel fresh and playful. Both have their own charm. Both belong to their own time. Listening to them is like walking through different seasons. Sometimes I close my eyes while listening. Then the sound becomes a small world. I can imagine colors, places, and people. A slow song may become a quiet beach at sunset. A fast song may become a busy city street. Music gives space to imagination. It does not force pictures. It invites them. When I feel tired, music can help me breathe better. My shoulders relax. My thoughts slow down. I feel lighter. Even a simple melody can change my mood in a kind way. It does not push me. It guides me gently. I enjoy sharing music with others. When I send a song to a friend, it is like sending a small piece of my heart. I hope they feel something nice when they listen. Sometimes they send me songs too. Then I learn something about them. I understand their feelings a little better. Music becomes a soft bridge between two people. There are moments when I listen to music without doing anything else. I just sit and listen. I follow the sound from the beginning to the end. I notice small details, like a quiet guitar in the background or a soft change in the voice. These moments feel peaceful. They remind me to slow down and be present. I believe music teaches patience. A song has its own time. We cannot rush it. We must listen until the end to understand it fully. In the same way, life also has its own rhythm. We can learn to move with it instead of fighting it. When children hear music, they often smile or move their hands and feet. They do not think too much. They simply feel. I think adults can learn from this. We can let music touch us without asking too many questions. We can just enjoy it. Music is also a quiet teacher. It teaches us about emotion, about beauty, and about connection. It shows us that even simple sounds can carry deep meaning. It reminds us that we are not alone in our feelings. Sometimes I imagine a long road, and I am walking slowly with music playing in my ears. The sky is wide. The air is fresh. My steps are calm. The song moves with me. I do not hurry. I do not worry. I just walk and listen. This picture feels peaceful and kind. I think about people who create music every day. They practice. They try again and again. They make mistakes and learn from them. They listen carefully. They care about small details. Their work helps others feel better. This makes me respect them deeply. Music can be strong, but it can also be gentle. It can make us think, and it can help us rest. It can bring tears, and it can bring smiles. It can remind us of the past, and it can give us hope for the future. It can stand beside us in silence. I like to believe that every person has their own song inside. It may not be written, but it is there. It is made of experiences, dreams, fears, and hopes. When we listen to music, sometimes we hear a part of our own song in it. That is why some songs feel so close to us. There are nights when I listen to very soft music before sleeping. The sound becomes quiet like a whisper. My thoughts slow down. My breathing becomes deep and easy. I feel safe. I feel calm. I let the music carry me into rest. In the morning, when I hear a gentle tune, I feel ready to start again. I feel that the day can be kind. I feel that I can move forward step by step. Music does not promise a perfect day, but it gives a soft beginning. I enjoy how music can change with a small touch. A different speed, a different voice, a different instrument can create a new feeling. This reminds me that small changes in life can also bring new meaning. When I think about music, I do not think only about sound. I think about feeling, memory, and connection. I think about quiet rooms and busy streets. I think about smiling faces and thoughtful eyes. I think about simple moments that become special because of a song. Music is like a soft light in the dark. It does not remove all shadows, but it helps us see where we are. It helps us feel less afraid. It helps us continue. Sometimes I listen to the same song many times, but each time it feels slightly different. My mood is different. My thoughts are different. My heart is different. The song stays the same, but I change. This makes the experience new again. I believe music teaches us to listen, not only to sound, but also to ourselves and to others. It teaches us to feel without fear. It teaches us to stay open. When I walk in the rain with music in my ears, the drops feel lighter. The cold feels softer. The road feels kinder. The song and the rain become one gentle story. When I sit in a quiet room with music playing softly, I feel like time moves slower. I can think clearly. I can breathe deeply. I can rest without sleeping. Music is always ready to stay with us. It does not ask for anything. It only asks us to listen. And when we do, it gives us more than we expect. I imagine a long line of people across history, all listening to different kinds of music, all feeling something special in their own way. This thought makes me feel connected to them, even if I do not know their names. Music does not belong to one person. It belongs to everyone who listens. It lives in shared moments and private thoughts. Sometimes I hum a small tune without thinking. It comes from nowhere. It stays for a moment. Then it leaves. This small sound feels natural, like a quiet smile. I like how music can fill empty spaces. It can make waiting easier. It can make long trips feel shorter. It can make silence feel warm instead of lonely. There are songs that feel like conversations. The singer speaks, and I listen. Sometimes I answer inside my mind. Sometimes I just understand quietly. I think music helps us remember who we are. It helps us feel our own hearts clearly. It helps us accept our feelings without pushing them away. When I listen to slow music, I feel like I am walking through soft clouds. When I listen to fast music, I feel like I am running on open ground. Both feelings are good in their own way. Music can be simple, and it can be complex. But even complex music can feel easy when we let it flow naturally into us. I enjoy listening to music while watching the sky. Clouds move slowly. Colors change gently. The song becomes part of the view. Sometimes I think music is like a quiet promise that we are not alone in this world. Someone somewhere has felt what we feel. Someone has turned that feeling into sound. I hold on to this thought when I listen. It makes the experience deeper and warmer. Music does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be honest. A small mistake can make it more human. A soft breath can make it more real. I enjoy live music too, even simple street performances. The sound may not be perfect, but the feeling is strong. People stop, listen, smile, and move on. For a short time, they share the same moment. Music can turn ordinary places into special ones. A small park becomes a peaceful stage. A quiet room becomes a gentle world. I think music helps us practice kindness. When we listen, we open our hearts. When we share, we open our hands. I like to imagine that every song leaves a small light inside us. Over time, these lights grow and make our inner world brighter. Music stays with us in good times and bad times. It does not leave when we feel weak. It does not disappear when we feel strong. I feel grateful for music in all its forms. Soft or loud. Slow or fast. Simple or rich. It all has a place. When I finish listening to a song, I often stay quiet for a moment. I let the feeling settle. I let the sound fade slowly. I do not rush to the next thing. This quiet moment is also part of the music. I believe music will always be part of human life. As long as we feel, we will create sound. As long as we listen, music will live. And so I continue to walk with music in my days, letting it guide me gently, letting it stay with me in silence and in sound, letting it remind me that even in simple moments, there is beauty waiting to be heard. I continue to walk with that gentle sound in my mind, and I notice how music does not end when a song finishes. It stays in a soft echo inside the heart. Even when the room becomes quiet again, a small part of the melody remains, like a light breath that slowly fades but never fully disappears. I like that feeling. It tells me that music is not only something we hear. It is also something we keep. Sometimes I think about how people choose music in different ways. Some people like strong rhythms that make the body move. Some people prefer calm sounds that make the mind rest. Some enjoy voices, while others enjoy only instruments. None of these choices are wrong. They simply show how different hearts listen in different ways. This variety makes music richer and more alive. I enjoy listening to music while doing simple tasks. When I clean a room, a soft song makes the work feel lighter. When I cook, a cheerful tune makes the air warmer. When I write or read, gentle background music helps me focus. It feels like a quiet partner, not too close, not too far, just there. There are moments when I feel lost or unsure. At those times, music becomes a kind guide. It does not tell me what to do, but it reminds me that I am still alive, still feeling, still moving forward. A slow melody can help me accept sadness. A bright rhythm can help me find hope again. I like to think of music as a long story without words. Each note is a small step. Each pause is a quiet breath. Together, they create a journey. When I listen, I become part of that journey. Sometimes I remember listening to music late at night, when everyone else was asleep. The world felt soft and distant. The song felt closer. I could hear every small sound clearly. I could feel every gentle change in the melody. Those moments felt private and special, like a secret shared only between me and the music. Music also teaches me to notice silence. Without silence, sound has no space to live. Without quiet moments, music would feel heavy. Silence gives music a place to rest. In the same way, we also need quiet moments in life to understand our own feelings. I enjoy listening to songs with simple stories. Stories about small things, like walking in the rain, waiting for a train, or watching the sunset. These stories feel real. They remind me that beauty often lives in simple moments. Sometimes a song repeats a line, but each time it feels a little different. The meaning grows slowly. The feeling becomes deeper. This gentle repetition feels natural, like waves touching the shore again and again. I like how music can make time feel different. A long song can feel short. A short song can feel long. It depends on how we listen. When we enjoy, time becomes kind. I remember times when I listened to music with friends. We did not always talk. Sometimes we just listened together. That quiet sharing felt strong. We did not need many words. Music also helps me understand other people better. When someone shares a song they love, I learn something about their heart. I see their world in a new way. This makes our connection softer and deeper. There are days when I do not choose any song. I let the radio or a playlist decide. Then I discover new sounds. Some I like. Some I do not. But each one teaches me something. Music does not need to be perfect to be loved. It only needs to feel honest. Even a simple voice can carry strong emotion. Even a quiet instrument can tell a deep story. I think about people who cannot hear music. I wonder how they feel sound in other ways. Maybe they feel it through movement, through vibration, through memory. This reminds me that music is not only for ears. It is for the whole body and the whole heart. Sometimes I tap my fingers gently when I listen. Sometimes I move my head slowly. Sometimes I close my eyes. My body answers the sound without thinking. Music can also help us forgive. A gentle song can soften anger. A calm melody can ease pain. It does not remove problems, but it changes how we hold them. I like listening to music while watching people. I see how they walk, talk, and smile. The music and the world mix into one quiet picture. There are songs that feel like letters from the past. There are songs that feel like dreams of the future. There are songs that belong only to the present moment. I enjoy how music can be light like air and deep like water at the same time. It can touch the surface and also reach inside. Sometimes I imagine music as a soft hand on my shoulder. It does not push. It does not pull. It only stays there, warm and gentle. I think about how a single note can change the whole feeling of a song. In life, a single word or a single moment can also change everything. Music teaches me to listen carefully. It teaches me to wait. It teaches me to feel without rushing. When I feel happy, music celebrates with me. When I feel sad, music sits with me. When I feel confused, music stays quiet with me. I like to believe that music understands us better than we understand ourselves. There are times when I hear a song and suddenly feel tears in my eyes, without knowing why. The sound touches something deep inside me. I do not try to stop it. I let the feeling come and go. There are also times when a song makes me laugh or feel light. My heart opens. My breath feels easier. Music does not promise that life will be easy. But it reminds us that we are not alone while walking through it. I enjoy how music changes with our age. A song we did not like before may become special later. Our ears change. Our hearts change. Music grows with us. Sometimes I think about a small child hearing music for the first time. That first moment must feel like magic. A new world of sound opening quietly. I feel thankful that we live in a time when we can listen to music easily. We can carry many songs in a small device. We can choose what we want to hear. We can share quickly. This gift feels simple but powerful. Still, I also enjoy moments without devices, when someone plays a guitar or sings softly nearby. Those moments feel close and warm. Music can be gentle like a whisper or strong like a wave. It can stay in the background or stand in front. I think music is like a mirror. It shows us who we are in that moment. When I listen, I try not to judge. I try to accept the sound as it is. This helps me accept myself more easily too. Sometimes I imagine my life as a long song. Some parts are fast. Some parts are slow. Some parts are loud. Some parts are quiet. But all parts belong. Music reminds me that change is natural. A song cannot stay the same from start to end. It must move. It must grow. In the same way, we also move and grow. I enjoy listening to music while traveling. The view outside and the sound inside create a gentle story. Roads feel longer but also kinder. Music makes waiting easier. It makes walking lighter. It makes thinking softer. There are moments when I stop a song before it ends. Then I start it again. I want to feel it one more time from the beginning. There are also moments when I let a song play until the last second, even when it becomes very quiet. That last quiet moment feels important. Music teaches us that endings can be gentle too. I like to think that every song leaves a small gift inside us. We may not see it, but it stays. When I listen to music, I feel more human. I feel more open. I feel more alive. I continue to walk with music in my days, not as something separate, but as something that moves inside my thoughts, my memories, and my quiet hopes. And as I keep listening, I realize that music is not only something I hear. It is something I live with, something I grow with, something I carry softly inside me, like a calm and faithful companion that never asks for attention, yet always gives comfort when I choose to listen. And so I keep listening, step by step, breath by breath, sound by sound, letting music flow gently through my life, without hurry, without fear, without noise, only with a quiet trust that every small note has a place, every soft rhythm has meaning, and every gentle melody is a reminder that even in simple moments, the world is full of quiet beauty waiting to be heard. I keep moving forward with that quiet rhythm inside me, and I notice how music continues to shape even the smallest parts of my day. When I wake up, a gentle tune can guide my first thoughts. When I prepare for rest, a soft melody can close the day in a peaceful way. Music becomes a circle that opens and closes time with kindness. I think about how music can live in memory even when sound is gone. Sometimes I remember a song clearly, even without hearing it. I can hear the voice in my mind. I can feel the rhythm in my chest. This inner sound feels private and warm. It belongs only to me in that moment. Music also teaches me about patience. Some songs grow slowly. At first, they feel simple. Then, little by little, they reveal more feeling. If I listen carefully, I discover new layers. This reminds me that people are also like this. We understand them better when we give them time. There are times when I do not understand why I like a song. I just feel that it fits me. I do not try to explain. I accept the feeling. Not everything needs words. I enjoy how music can be light in one moment and deep in another. A song can start softly and then grow strong. It can also do the opposite. This gentle movement feels natural, like breathing. When I hear a new song, I listen with curiosity. I do not expect too much. I let the sound speak first. Sometimes it stays with me. Sometimes it passes quietly. Both are fine. Music also helps me feel close to places I have never visited. A song from a far country can bring images of streets, rivers, and people I have never seen. It opens a small window in my mind. I think music helps us understand that we are part of something bigger. Many people across the world listen to music every day. Many people feel comfort, joy, and peace through sound. This shared experience connects us silently. Sometimes I imagine a long night train moving slowly through dark fields. Inside the train, people listen to music quietly. Each person has their own story. Each person hears the same song in a different way. This picture feels gentle and human. Music can also teach us to let go. When a song ends, we cannot hold it. We can only remember it. This reminds me that moments in life are also like this. They come, they stay for a while, and then they leave. I like how music can help us accept change. A song moves forward. It does not stay in one place. It invites us to move with it. Sometimes I listen to music while watching the rain. The drops fall slowly. The sound of water and the sound of music blend together. The world feels soft and quiet. There are songs that feel like warm hands in cold weather. There are songs that feel like cool air in hot days. Each one brings balance. I notice how my breathing often follows the music. When the song is slow, my breath becomes slow. When the song is light, my breath feels easy. This small connection feels natural and kind. Music can also help us feel brave. A strong rhythm can give us courage. A gentle voice can give us comfort. Together, they help us move forward. I enjoy how music can stay in the background and still change everything. Even when I am not fully aware of it, it works quietly inside me. Sometimes I feel that music is like a soft guide walking beside me. It does not lead loudly. It simply stays close. I like listening to songs with simple words and clear meaning. They feel honest. They do not try to be perfect. They just try to be real. Music can also remind us of small joys, like a morning coffee, a quiet smile, or a warm light through a window. I think about how music can help us feel grateful. When we listen, we remember that beauty exists, even in small forms. Sometimes I play the same song many times, not because I want something new, but because I want to stay in that feeling a little longer. Music allows us to stay. There are moments when I listen without thinking about anything else. My mind becomes quiet. My heart becomes light. These moments feel rare and precious. Music does not need to be loud to be strong. A soft sound can carry deep meaning. I enjoy how music can be both personal and shared. I can listen alone, and I can listen with others. Both ways are special. Sometimes I imagine a world where everyone stops for a moment to listen to the same gentle song. The world would feel calmer, at least for that moment. Music teaches us that we can feel deeply without pain. We can touch emotions without fear. I like how a song can feel like a letter written only for me, even though many people listen to it. Music helps us understand that feelings are not wrong. They are part of being human. Sometimes I walk slowly just to match the rhythm of a song. I let my steps follow the sound. I notice how music can turn ordinary moments into soft memories. A quiet bus ride becomes peaceful. A long wait becomes gentle. A short walk becomes special. Music also reminds me that beauty does not always need a reason. It can simply exist. I think about how music will continue after we are gone. New people will listen. New hearts will feel. The sound will change, but the need for music will stay. This thought feels comforting. I imagine future children listening to new songs, feeling the same wonder we feel today. Music connects past, present, and future in a quiet line. I enjoy how music can be both strong and fragile. A song can break easily, but it can also stay in memory for a long time. Music teaches us that soft things can be powerful. I like how a melody can stay with me even when I forget the words. Sometimes I hum a tune while walking, without knowing where it came from. It feels like a small piece of happiness. Music can be playful. It can be serious. It can be simple. It can be deep. It accepts all forms. I feel that music understands us because it is made by people like us. When I listen, I feel closer to others, even when I am alone. Music helps us share silent moments. I think about how music can help us forgive ourselves. A gentle song can remind us that we are allowed to be imperfect. Music does not ask us to be better. It only asks us to feel. I like that. I enjoy how music can stay with me while I change. I grow older. My thoughts change. My life moves. But music still fits. It grows with me. Sometimes I think of music as a soft home that I can visit anytime. No door. No key. Only sound. I continue to listen, not to escape life, but to understand it more gently. Music does not give answers, but it gives comfort. And comfort is sometimes enough. I walk with music in my heart, even when there is no sound around me. It stays in my breath, in my steps, in my quiet thoughts. I let it stay. I let it move. I let it remind me that even in silence, the memory of music can keep the world warm and kind, and as long as I am willing to listen, I will never truly walk alone. Teep va ket. I continue to hold that quiet feeling inside me, letting it move slowly like a calm river that never rushes, never stops, only flows with gentle patience. Music remains close, not as something I must search for, but as something that waits kindly whenever I am ready to listen again. I notice that even when there is no sound in the air, the idea of music is still present, like a soft memory resting behind my thoughts. Sometimes I realize that music has helped me understand silence better. Silence is not empty. It is full of breath, space, and quiet meaning. Music teaches us to respect that space, to enter it softly, and to leave it gently. In this way, music and silence become good friends, not enemies. I think about how a song can be short, yet its feeling can stay for a long time. A few minutes of sound can create hours of reflection. A simple melody can stay in the heart for years. This gentle power feels beautiful to me. I enjoy noticing how music changes when I listen with different moods. When I feel calm, the song feels lighter. When I feel tired, the same song feels deeper. The sound does not change, but my listening changes. This shows me that music is also a mirror of who I am in that moment. Music also teaches me to accept emotion without fear. It tells me that it is okay to feel happy, sad, confused, or peaceful. All feelings are welcome. All feelings have a place in sound. Sometimes I think about how many people are listening to music at the same time somewhere in the world. In busy cities, in quiet villages, in small rooms, in open spaces. This thought makes me feel connected to many unseen lives. I imagine someone sitting by a window, listening to a slow song while watching the sky. I imagine another person walking through a crowded street with fast music in their ears. I imagine someone lying on the floor, eyes closed, breathing with a gentle melody. All of them are different, yet all of them are listening. Music becomes a soft line that connects these moments. I enjoy how music can stay simple and still feel rich. A few notes can hold deep emotion. A quiet voice can carry strong truth. Music reminds me that we do not always need many things to feel full. Sometimes I feel that music understands time better than we do. It knows when to rise. It knows when to pause. It knows when to end. And when it ends, it does not disappear suddenly. It leaves slowly, like a warm light fading at sunset. That fading moment feels gentle and honest. I like to stay in that moment for a few seconds, letting the last sound rest in the air. Music also teaches me how to say goodbye softly. When I look back at my life, I realize that music has always been there, even when I did not notice it clearly. It was in childhood songs, in school days, in quiet nights, in long walks, in short joys, in deep thoughts. It did not push itself forward. It simply stayed. And because it stayed, it became part of me. I feel grateful for that. I feel grateful for every song that made me smile. For every melody that helped me cry. For every rhythm that helped me move. For every quiet sound that helped me rest. Music never asked me to be someone else. It only invited me to be myself. I think this is why I trust it. Music gives without asking. It shares without expecting. It stays without holding. I walk forward with this gentle understanding. I know that there will be days when I forget to listen. I know that there will be moments when life becomes loud. But I also know that music will always be ready to return when I open my ears and my heart again. It will not be angry. It will not be tired. It will simply be there, waiting softly. And so I let music remain in my life, not as a background sound, not as a tool, not as a habit, but as a quiet companion that walks beside me without asking for attention, without asking for praise, only offering presence. I accept that gift. I accept that gentle sound. I accept that quiet connection. And as I continue my journey, step by step, breath by breath, I allow music to stay inside me like a calm light that does not shine loudly, but never truly goes out, reminding me that even in the simplest moments, even in the quietest spaces, even in the softest breaths, there is always a gentle song waiting to be heard, and when I finally listen, I understand that I have never been alone, not for a single moment, because music has always been there, moving quietly with me, guiding me softly, and holding me kindly until the very end.